a hero, I'm for hire, I'm a seller, I'm a buyer. Conversations with me in my lounge as we scream. You know me, my Morgan, subject boy, follow him. I'm the comic man. I'm the comic man.
Hello, true believers. Welcome back to Comic Conversations. I was just looking at some old Wizard magazines. They're still fun. I think it's better that I got the comics, the magazine, but there's nothing beats the gold standard. You know, too bad they're not around anymore. But anyway, I met this guy on YouTube in the YouTube community through the Comic Bet show. Show us what you got. I actually met him in person at Heroes. Heroes, I've been, that's a new gimmick we're trying. But anyway, without any further ado, it's showtime.
It's showtime.
So
I like the con gimmick. I like the con gimmick.
I'm going to start using it. Like, I'll see y'all at Heroes.
Oh,
and I felt like putting a hashtag in here. It said hashtag justice for Starscream, but I did not. But I'm sure that you and we got you and Grandpa Starscream would have really enjoyed that. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to drop the link to TJ's YouTube channel in the chat for everybody, and we'll say hello to the chat. Got Steve White, the voice White, is here. Good evening. W Boggs 18. Hey Boggs. And I think we made him laugh with the con. All right. And then Steve says justice for Bumblebee. I don't know. I will say this though, according if it's compared to the Transformers movie, justice for Bumblebee, because I liked him when he was like the VW Bug. That's just me though.
I think Bumblebee has gotten enough attention. He's gotten his fair share of attention in the last 10 to 15 years. He's okay.
Yeah. Robert Pops is here. Springs, hey buddy, Gramps. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, we got a pretty good. I don't know. We're just doing here. I don't really have like a. I only have like a couple of formal questions. First one being, how did you get into collecting? Did you do it? Were you reading comics when you were a kid, or did it come later in life? Or
let's say so. We're gonna break it down into two categories. My first foray into collecting was actually basketball and football in middle school. But I knew I couldn't take it seriously once I got swindled. I had a Shaq rookie card, which I'm not sure what the value was then. I'm not sure what the value is now because cards have come back, I guess. But I had a Shaq rookie card, and I let someone swindle me into trading for like a Chris Webber card. And I think it was his second year. And like the downgrade in value was immediate. And like and I'm like, yeah, I'm not cut out for this collecting and trading sports cards. Like people are keeping up with way more information than I want to keep up with. I just want to grab the cards out of the pack and just have them. And so I kept buying football cards and basketball cards, but like I didn't trade with anybody. I didn't worry about value. I just had some cards. I would have to ask my little brother where they went to by the time I went to the Marine Corps. Because by the time I went to the Marine Corps, I left them at our old house. My mom moved, and I don't know if they made it to her new house or not. But that's my whole sports cards foray. Comics was a lot later. I got into comics because I was jealous of the comic readers. I got into comics because of the MCU. what happened was that I watched a few MCU movies, and I recognize I don't know a ton about the characters. So much so that I had to look up the purple guy at the end of Avengers 1. I had no clue who that was. So we looked him up, and so I got to looking people up, and I got to watching YouTube videos with certain creators. But I got the hook in me, Captain America Winter Soldier. I kicked my tripod. I got the hook in me in Captain America Winter Soldier when the fight between Cap and Bucky happened, and then Bucky's mask. Winter Soldier's mask came off. Winter Soldier turned out to be Bucky, and I thought that was the greatest twist in the last quarter century of cinema. Is that it was, to me, it was almost like Darth Vader being Luke's father. Is the Winter Soldier is Bucky? It was the same thing. And then I come to find out maybe a week or two later, it's been that way. Thanks to is it Brubaker that did it?
Yeah, Ed Brubaker. Yeah, him and Steve.
Yeah, so it had been that way for a long time, and all the comic readers knew it, and it was the biggest surprise to me in the world. And so that kind of sparked my curiosity to see what all else is in these comics that everybody buys and I don't know about.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest comebacks. One of my favorite comebacks to bring a any character back like that was like when you find out, oh no, it's Bucky. He wasn't dead. He just got brainwashed. And it's like that. And the Red Hood, finding out Red Hood was Jason Todd. But those two are two of my favorite comic book twists. So yeah, I agree with you on that. I love it.
Yeah, and I learned about the Jason Todd. So like most of my comic book knowledge, since I only started, I think I'm still. Do I have 10 years under my belt yet? I gotta find out what year it was that Black Panther came out, because I got interested with Winter Soldier, but I actually started buying comics around the time Marvel Legacy and DC Rebirth happened. Is when I started buying comics. So I may or may not even be 10 years in yet. And so everything I know before that, I've learned through conversations and through videos and things.
2018.
Yeah, so I'm not even 10 years in yet. I'm still a baby. Huh?
Yeah, you got about 2 years, but you're almost there. You almost got 2 years in.
I'm still a baby compared to everybody else.
That's all right. I didn't really know a lot. Like I knew like the basics growing up because I just read comics. I didn't really, we didn't really like, how everybody's now like, oh, I got to make sure that I have such and such on my pull list. Well, back in the day, when I went, you go up to the spinner rack, you just got what was there.
You got what you got. Yeah.
You missed a month. There's nothing you could do about it, really. There wasn't no comic shop where I'm from. I'm in a small town. So
yeah.
But yeah,
and I got a feeling everybody was probably like that back in the day, except for maybe big cities. I got a feeling most cities were probably spinner racks and gas stations and convenience stores and things of that nature.
Definitely, I didn't really know anything about a comic shop until I was older, like when I was in high school.
Right.
But let's say I think what kind of interested me again, and the interest you say that was like watching those movies and seeing these characters on the big screen, right? Mm-hmm. So it might have got a lot more people back into collecting. So I think it's fine as long as we got a lot of people some people like to gatekeep, not a lot, but I mean,
yeah.
But it doesn't matter as long as you're collected and you get what you love,
Yeah. You run into depending on what platform you are on, you do run into arguments between movie fans and cartoon fans and comic fans about who's right and who's wrong and who's stronger and what the facts are based on your platform of choice. And it can get kind of heated sometimes.
I've seen it get like that. Like people are arguing. I had some people arguing one time in my group chat about in Batman versus Superman. Dawn of Justice went like, "Why is Metropolis is not that close to Gotham City?" And they're trying to like be like, "No, it's not that close. But who cares how close it is? It's just two twin cities, you know." And everybody like, I'm like, it's not that big a deal. It's a comic book movie, man. Come on.
Wait, is has there ever been? I'm pretty sure somebody's done it. Has there ever been a map to actually show where these two cities? Because you hear the discussions all the time about Metropolis being New York City, and I
Yeah.
guess Gotham being a city in the vicinity.
I kind of
But
feel like it was like Chicago or something. I don't know.
Who knows?
But then you have like, no, we have like also you have is it Central City? Is that where the Flash is at? I think it's Central City.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then you have the Green Lantern. I can't remember the name of that city.
Coast City.
Yeah, that's right. So there's been. So I don't know exactly where. I always figured Central City might have been. I don't know that. That could have been Chicago. I don't know. It's because it makes me think Midwest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like I've heard Central City being pitched as something akin to like somewhere in Kansas or something like that.
Okay.
Which would be funny because not Central City is right next to Ahmad Parkett.
Yeah.
but no, I feel like I've heard it pitched as like more of a Midwest city. I may be getting it wrong, but I feel like that's what I've heard about Central City.
Yeah,
And I assume Coast City is. I always think California, but it could be somewhere on the East Coast. But my mind always goes to California when I hear Coast City.
I'm gonna look it up. Let's look of a comic world. Is there a map? There are several maps. Charts the fan made geographical layouts.
Fan major. Look, we just got a whole 5, including the Dakota incident. We got a whole 5-part history of the DC universe, but we have no map.
They could have put a map in there, you know.
We have every detail in the history of DC, but we don't have a map.
I can't believe we don't have a map. If somebody in the chat can send me the link, we'll bring it up right now. You know what I mean?
if you know what this map is, let us know if you know where the DC map is.
Let's see if I anyway, let's see here. I'm gonna look it up here. We'll keep talking. Like, I'll ask you a question too.
Okay.
When did you decide to start going on social media and stuff and like talking about comics? Like, I know you got like also you're like me, where some of us have a TikTok. Me and Cliff and E-Man, we got a little TikTok presence too. And I like your little reviews. But how did you decide to start like?
There was a creator. He passed a few years ago. Named the Comic Jabroni. He hung out with. I don't know if you. So I don't know if you know Perry Comics.
Yeah, I know him.
Perry Comics, Rod the Rican, and John's. It was John's Comics with his friends now. What was John's channel?
Kids.
Yeah.
Kids.
It was John's Comics with Kids, not his friends. But yeah, so Perry, Rod, John, and the Comic Jabroni were like this foursome that I found myself on social media on YouTube years ago, and I kind of watched them and watched their content, and I was kind of drawn to Jabroni and his presentation. And I may look like I'm an extrovert and I talk a lot, but I'm kind of shy with new people. And so it took me a while to build up build up the gumption to reach out to Jabroni and tell him I liked his content and asked him how he got into it. And this was around the time of COVID too, so like we were all at home with nothing to do. And he told me he asked me one question. He's like, "Do you have?" Well, he had me two questions. Do you have comics? I said yes. Do you have a camera? I said yes. He's like, well, you got content. Don't worry about everything else. And that's kind of what made me get into it was because we were home. Excuse me. We were home and bored with COVID, and the comic Jabroni said just dive in. And as you get better at it, as you get used to it, you'll figure out the ins and outs and how to make it better. But your first one, just go ahead. You got a camera, you got comics, you got content. Go ahead and make it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was told. Like I kept saying, well, I need to get a new camera, or I need to do this, or I need to do that.
Right.
And it's like, well, just make something, just record it. Like I need to rehearse. No. So I just decided to just like, Band-Aid off, and so I found a map here. I don't know if we'll be able to see it, but I'll bring it up. All right, let's see if I can. I'll have to make my screen bigger, but apparently Metropolis is right up there. Looks like around New York City. And we got Washington D.C. is where Wonder Woman's at because they just make it Washington D.C. It looks like the Green Lanterns in Detroit, Michigan. Okay, Fawcett City looks like it's in Milwaukee. Is that Milwaukee up there, TJ?
That's a pretty weird coast, but okay. Let's see.
Flash is in Missouri. Central City's in Missouri, so it could be St. Louis. Okay, that would make sense. It's Midwest, I guess. Keystone City is also like I guess it's like on the border. It's Kansas City, basically. It's the same. You got Kansas and Missouri together. So then
that's right. I forgot about Keystone City. So I started with Barry, so I'm more used to hearing Central City than Keystone, but I believe Keystone is Wally's, or at least was Wally's city. As the Flash.
I don't see Gotham on here though.
They've hidden. Let's see what's this at the bottom. There's Bloodhaven.
Okay, they got it up here in like South Dakota. That's not possible. I don't know. I don't like this map. I'm beginning to the validity of this map myself. So I just ignore this map, y'all, because I don't think it's right. apparently, like everything's up north, which that kind of bothers me. Why can't we have some stuff in the south? We got some. In Texas, you got. Oh, that's Blue Beetle. Yeah, Jaime Reyes is in like New Mexico, I think, or something. Yeah. But yeah, this has not really got Batman on here. I see it down here at the bottom. Yeah, I don't think this is I'm going to have to call into question this map. Sorry.
Maybe nobody. Maybe no one actually. That may be the gimmick. No one knows where Gotham City is, and no one knows where the Bat hangs his cowl.
Well, here
maybe it's part of the gimmick.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I got one that says that one was a little bit confusing. Here's one somebody made on jkgeekly.com that I've never heard of. This is probably a fan made one. I think we kind of got too far in the weeds on this one, I think, but this will be the last one if I can find it. Hold on.
Okay.
I got to get this to work.
Then we'll get back on track.
Well, it's going to bother me if we don't look at it. I don't know why. All right.
Okay.
I know that sounds weird. All right, here we go. As long as I can load it up here. I had to screen grab that one because it wouldn't save it. It wasn't a JPEG. You know how that goes.
Oh, okay.
I have that happen all the time. All right, let's see if we can get this one to work. Well, of course, it might, whereas a screenshot, it might not show it. Okay, so here, Gotham City looks like it's at New York, I guess. So Metropolis is in Chicago on here, apparently. And
all right.
Smallville is Kansas, obviously. Central City is in Missouri. Starling City looks like it's in Milwaukee or Wisconsin. And they got Midway City in Chicago. And no, Arrow is up here. We got okay, season 1 he's in Starling City. Why is Starling City? Why's it got 2 Starling Cities though? See, here's another problem. But I always figured that Star City and Coast City were in California though. I always figured
Yeah.
that was
So if I remember right, Starling City is in Washington. Is in the Washington State. Is in Washington State.
I always thought it was Washington because it like there was one episode I remember in the Longbow. I don't know. There's a story by Mike Grell in the '80s. It's called The Longbow Hunters, and he's in
Okay.
Seattle. He's in Seattle, Washington. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's Starling City's in Washington.
Yeah, I think so. Now that you mention it, I don't know if that's where he is in the Arrow series. That I and there's no reason why they would have said what state it's in, but I don't remember if they ever mentioned what state he was in.
Not really. I think it was like the Northwest, but it don't
Yeah.
matter. You know what I mean? You know what? You would know if he was in the chat would be Legion of Comics. Legion of Comics was here. He would probably said it straight. He'd be like, you're all wrong. Look at these fake maps. He'd be like, you're all wrong. But
and
I don't know.
his information would be extensive, and it would not be modern.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I think I thought it was kind of different because I was always swapping Metropolis for New York. I always thought it was, and maybe that's because of the movies, because we see Christopher
Right.
Reeve flying around the World Trade Center and the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
But what started your obsession with these little guys?
The TV show 1984. I was obsessed with the TV show. And then of course the movie came, and I was watching somebody else's TikTok late last night, and he kind of put it into some great words. We were kids. We went into this movie having watched Transformers be a kids show, and it was PG and things. We got in this movie, and when Megatron busted in the ship and said "Die Autobots," we were like, "Wait a minute, who's finna die?" We hadn't seen it. We hadn't seen anybody die yet, and they went from 0 to 60. But yeah, my Transformers. Go ahead.
I was like, oh my God, they just kill everybody. And then the guy sitting there trying to, one of them, I can't remember which one it was, and he just goes down, looks at him, and goes, bam.
That's Ironhide. Because Megatron is telling his big plan to Starscream after he says, "You're an idiot, Starscream."
Yeah.
Once we sneak past the Autobots' defenses, they'll be vanquished. I think those are lines. And then Ironhide reaches up and says no, and he says my favorite words: "Such heroic nonsense," and blast him in the back. I'm pretty sure they never showed it, but I'm pretty sure he put a hole through the bottom of the ship with the way he blasted Ironhide in the back.
I guess he wasn't worried at that point, but no, there's no holds barred. Like everybody talks about the scene, of course, Optimus, which is horrible, but
yeah,
that scene or Ironhide and them was almost worse to me because I loved Ironhide and all those guys, and I was like, at least it was kind of like unceremonious that they get killed because at least Optimus died being a hero.
And I think Prowl was the worst because Ratchet and Ironhide, they kind of got shot from a distance, and it was really quick. When Prowl got shot, like his eyes rolled in the back of his head, and fire and lava started coming out of his mouth. I'm like, Lord, what are we doing? What movie is this?
I don't know about you, but I still never forgave Hot Rod for going off half cocked. But actually,
I'll tell you what.
Finished him off though. Optimus should have finished him off and should have showed Megatron any mercy though.
Right. So Fable. I don't know if you know who Fable is.
Yeah,
but Fable,
a good friend.
Fable has talked me into reconciling with Hot Rod. So I've reconciled with Hot Rod in my 40s, but it's only because Fable told me that for my mental health, I have to.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have to I've got to make up with Hot Rod. And like you said, Prime had the opportunity, but
yeah,
but that's not him. He needed
yeah.
to monologue and tell
Right.
Megatron he thought he was made of sterner stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like in the comics now, like what's going on Energon when he gave up the matrix of leadership to Alita. Spoiler alert. I hope everybody's caught up. Sorry. Um, like that's just so like Optimus' style though. It's like he's not power hungry like like if Megatron had it and like one of the other guys in the Decepticons like, hey, it's time to pass it on, bro. And
Oh
he's like,
no,
I
that
don't care.
that would not work for Megatron.
Like in the cartoon, I love like this, like in Starscream when he just comes in there and he's just like he doesn't let Starscream finish his sentence. So your coronation, my ass.
Yeah, right. Coronation Starscream. This is bad comedy. Yeah, but no. The Alita thing. I know it was quote unquote controversial,
Yeah,
but I liked it. I liked it because it's layered. I know people, including myself, follow Optimus, and Optimus can almost do no wrong. But I think
even
that's E-Man. Look, E-Man. There are spoilers flying around. If you don't, so be careful. Be careful. But I think Alita asked the question of Optimus in 12 in issue 12 because like it happened in issue 30. But she
yeah,
asked way back in issue 12, like, look, Optimus, we've been fighting forever while you've been on Earth sleeping, basically. She's like, look, we need you to come back, the rest of the Autobots, to come back to Cybertron. So we need y'all to come back to Cybertron so that we can take our home world back.
yeah,
And Optimus was like, no, we need to stay here with the humans on Earth to protect them. And the question is Alita right? We see each other. We see his point of view because we're humans, and we would like Optimus to stay here. But if we were Cybertronians, or let's say this was our country, and like our greatest leader and a whole bunch of our troops left to go and protect somebody else's country, while our country is getting overrun, we would want him to bring his tail back here
yeah,
and stop our country from being overrun first. Then you can go take care of them. But I think that's Alita's point of view, and I think it's a defendable point of view. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work out for her in the end. But I do
yeah,
think because she's not a great leader. Like she's not a great leader. She's really angry. All like she told Optimus, all she knows how to do it. She's been fighting so long. That's all she knows how to do, and that doesn't make a leader. It makes a warrior. It doesn't make a leader. I don't think it's gonna work out in the long run for her.
well,
But
like,
I do.
the leader has to make the tough decisions. He does not be just a warrior. He has to make
Yeah.
like to send people to might be killed.
Yeah. But really early on in the run, when everybody first woke up and they had all their first fights. This is like in issue 4 or 5 or whatever. Optimus, when they first figured out how to make Energon out of like this water plant or whatever, Optimus made sure but even though he's hurting and he needs Energon to be the leader, he made sure that everybody else got Energon first
Yeah.
before he got anything. I don't think that's a move that RC would make. not RC, Alita 1 would make.
Temporary fix for the war on Cybertron until she realizes she's not worthy of it. But also, Sparkplug has a big role in this as well. Yeah,
that's what somebody pitched to me, and it made sense. Is that the Matrix picked Alita because right now Alita is more dedicated to Cybertron than Prime, than Optimus.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened with the Matrix is that it chose the person more dedicated to Cybertron.
And I think also that it may have chosen like, look, we'll give you the Matrix and you can bring some of these guys back with you to fight. And maybe Megatron Optimus is calling is to stay here because he feels responsible for bringing these Decepticons upon this planet of innocent people that didn't know anything about this war going on. You know what I mean? So,
and I think what they're going to go for is the idea that you don't have to kind of like Peter Parker in Homecoming, where Robert Downey Jr. tells him, where he says, "I'm nothing without this suit," and Robert Downey Jr. is like, "If you're nothing without this suit, you don't deserve it." I think this is the chance for Optimus to show who he is as a leader, even though he's not Optimus Prime. And so when we get the comeback, I'll call it a comeback. When we get the comeback, I think it's going to be sweeter because I'm not going to say something's going to happen to Alita, but like she's not going to last as the leader. And that's also a good point too with Sparkplug still being, and I didn't think about that with Sparkplug still kind of being in the Matrix. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like in issue 32 or 33, like Sparkplug's knocking on the Matrix and Alita's like, who is that inside?
I haven't read 31 either, by the way, man. But
okay. I'm not I'm not gonna say anything about 31 except 31. I said this about 31. 31 is for the fans. If you follow Transformers across multiple comic versions of Transformers, if you follow them across multiple cartoon versions of Transformers, because there are a couple that I didn't know. One I had to read further into the book, and one I had to look up because I didn't know who these Transformers were in 31. But 31 is really good. I think 31 is going somewhere.
And I didn't.
I'm not gonna say anything else.
No, go. Now that really it set up this, which is perfect for me, was when I read this one. You know,
I just got that the last week or week before last. Somehow my order got mixed up at the shop, and so he had to order me another copy. And so I just got that week before last. But yeah, because after 30, I'm like, well, how are they gonna do this issue of issue 20? Like, is the cover lying, or are they gonna keep up with the story? And they kept up with the story.
Yeah, well, it's like a meeting of the minds. He's just like, hey,
yeah,
if you need me, just. And I was really happy that Helm clutch because they're like my favorite duo now.
yeah. They are hilarious. We
need a Hasbro toy, a 2-pack with Helm and Clutch in it as soon as possible. And but yeah, I'm excited where it's going. Like, so Optimus is more like, look, I need to help the G.I. Joe team, and then now we got Matt Stryker showing up, which is awesome. And so I'm excited about that. And that kind of happened in that issue too. But it's been out a few weeks. I hope everybody's read it. But Stryker, everybody already knew he was coming. We've got great covers coming for Mask issue 1, a blind bag. And
he showed up. He showed up in not the first free comic book day, but the second free comic book day in a John book.
Yeah.
they had a little story about Clutch and Hound, where Hound in the last issue of GI Joe had just revealed himself to Clutch, and all Clutch knows about robots is what he learned from Duke, and so he immediately shot at Hound, and then he needed somebody to help repair Hound from what he did, and he went to an old friend, and that's when we met Matt Tracker. I was like, oh, is that who I think it is?
Yeah, I know. And we saw his nemesis, like, hey, Taters Comics, how you doing? And you know what? The one I don't think gets talked about enough, though. We could talk about this too if you want to. I just got this one in the mail yesterday.
Yes. I have to. I haven't read. So Void Rivals, I buy monthly, but I read them 2 or 3 issues at a time because I have to read Void Rivals in bunches. If I just read one issue and then go a month and read the next issue, I'll forget what happened.
Yeah.
And so if I read a whole story, or at least most of a story at a time, I think it's much better.
I'm gonna have to go back and read the Quintessence War again, though. I think I want to get like when I get all of them and reread that because it's like a lot of things going on. And
Right.
It's probably the most loosely tied to the Energon.
Yeah.
It's not like you don't really get. At some point, I have a feeling that these two worlds are going to meet, though, like big time. But I don't know when.
Yeah. So something. The reason why they're spread apart is because there is a giant something that's like in this black hole, and if they combine the sacred ring and have unity, as they talk about in every issue, that thing is going to be able to get out. I don't know what that thing is, but I think the Quintessons want that thing to protect them from something bigger. I believe if we're ever going to see our friendly neighborhood Planet Eater, I believe he's going to come out of Void Rivals sometime in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too.
That's what I think. That's what I think Kirkman is getting at in Void Rivals. Is I think he's working his way towards Unicron.
Yeah, I think Void Rivals has been like a long build up to this point. You know what I mean? Like
right.
To get to that. So I think we're going to get all that, and there's going to be like, I don't know, maybe you think we'll get to see G.I. Joes in space?
Well, I mean, we've already got Cobra Law in space, so I would think it's possible. It is all about. Oh, you think it's bigger than Unicron?
Oh
Lord!
Unicron's pretty. I don't know what it could be.
Look! Now I'm out of my element.
We might have to have E-Man. You know what? We need to get I wanted to get all the Transformers experts together, and you could add my expertise to G.I. Joe, and we could do like a get me and you and E-Man and like Fable together, and do kind of a round table discussion about this because I think we need to get a deep dive into it. I see a lot. I see like there's one place called Moonbase web page. I mean YouTube. Sound like I'm in the 90s. A YouTube channel where it's called Moonbase 9 or something, and he like deep dives everything going on in Energon.
Okay.
Justice
for Duke.
Yeah.
Duke. Sorry. Look, I need justice for I need justice for Hulk. I need to know what's going on with him.
Where's Hawk at? Because we all know.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to say what it is, but but I want to know what's going. I want to know what's going on with Colonel Hawk, and when are we going to get the? I think we'll get the reveal in this next Free Comic Book Day book. But I am so interested in where he is and exactly when this happened, when the thing happened.
Yeah, because I think Duke doesn't trust it right now because they're splitting forces up. Like that's why. Remember when like Clutch and Duke are talking if they meet Optimus. He's like, "No, let's keep this." He's got secrets against. He's keeping from that. What's one we can keep from is this right here. So, and apparently they're not coordinating with the regular military because Optimus was talking to that general and all those guys, right? And he didn't know anything about the Joe team really. He had to get the introduction from Hound.
Yeah, and if you remember, Hulk has his own separate. I think they call it Night Force. He has his own separate team with Lady J and Falcon and Beachhead. And I just read the issue with this sniper character. I forget her name.
Oh,
but Hulk's got his own. He's got his own second set of Joes that the main Joes don't even know about.
Night Force, yeah.
Yeah.
Her name's Shooter.
Shooter, okay, yeah. And I'm wondering about them too. Like, if Hulk set up Night Force, are they Hulk's Night Force? Yeah.
That's a good point. Like, what's going on?
When they go do missions, are they doing G.I. Joe missions or what?
And do they know they're not, like working with
I know they don't know. So like I said, my question is, whatever happened to Hulk, I'm trying to dance around it. Whatever happened to Hulk, I'm really interested in when it happened.
Yeah.
Like how long has whatever plan this has been in the works?
And it kind of makes sense to why they keep like it kind of makes sense to why Cobra's been one step ahead of them too. Right. Every time you turn around. And I also interested because there's another character that was in Night Force in the comics. His name's Lowlight. He's another sniper.
Okay.
They used to call him something else because in the comics you couldn't say words like sniper. Apparently, they didn't want you to say sniper. Like they call him like a marksman or something like that. But
even back then.
Well, maybe not. I mean, like I'm thinking more of the cartoon though, because they didn't want to call somebody.
Okay, got you. I can see that.
But like, so I'm interested in that. There was also a character I'm interested seeing if they bring in to this the Energon universe G.I. Joe that Hawk. He found this girl who was autistic, but she was good at combat. That was like her autism. So he took her when she was a kid. She was an orphan. He found her somewhere. Like I think Cobra was trying to like control her mind because he was a super genius that like figured out combat. Like she could learn like martial arts real quick. Her name was Helix. So he sent her as a kid to be trained by these ninjas from the Asagi clan, and then they bring her back, and she's like the ultimate weapon because she's just like knows how to fight. She's got like these blades that kind of look like she attaches to her wrist, and it's like ninja sword. And she's like General Grievous. She's got like arm and stuff, and she can kick everybody's ass. So I mean, there's an action figure, but I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about what. About I try to keep it on, my guests. Some people say, "Man,
no, we're hanging out and shooting the breeze." That's all.
Yeah.
But
I had a feeling we were going to get into all this, so I'm glad. I'm glad to have somebody to talk about G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Yeah. And I because I don't have as extensive, like I'm relearning G.I. Joe as I read the Energon books because I know a few faces, I know a few names, but like everything else I'm hearing, I'm learning firsthand. So like I never heard of the Helix character you mentioned, and that's interesting to me.
Yeah, it's like look her up. It's a really interesting character. Like it was from IDW, like G.I. Joe Real American Hero, which is still going on.
Okay. Yeah.
Larry Hama continued after Marvel quit doing it. And so it's kind of like the same thing like, how IDW kept the Transformers thing going for a while now. And I'll tell you, Robert Kirkman was a genius getting it at this time because the people of our age that grew up on this are like, we're at the time where in our life where we can start collecting stuff if we have disposable income. It's actually getting harder for disposable income these days, but you know what I mean? So like I
Yeah.
thought it was the perfect time to bring it out, and I started getting back into it during COVID. So we're like, just like wanting to get the toys and I was more G.I. Joe, but I love Transformers as well. Though
Yeah.
I grew up with that cartoon, and we kind of make a joke on here. I want to get a clip and put it on the show. There was the episode of Transformers where the Decepticons get drunk on Energon. It's hilarious.
I don't know. I don't know if I remember the episode. Now I had to look that up.
Megatron's like, oh, I remember being on Cybertron. Those were the days.
oh, oh, drunk Megatron. Wait,
Yeah.
so how did the episode? I guess how did the episode go? Like did the Autobots jump them while they were drunk, or
They were like building up for this, like, we're gonna have one more night because we figured out. I can't remember exactly how they figured out to beat the Autobots, but they were like, we got them beat, so we're gonna celebrate tonight. They were like, they took the Energon cube, and they were drinking the Energon cubes, and then like not Starscream Firecrackers drinking one, and he's like, oh, that's some strong energy, and he falls over. It was hilarious.
I gotta go and fire up Tubi later and see if I can find this episode because Tubi has Tubi has almost everything Transformers, and I want to say Tubi has G.I. Joes too.
I can't play the whole clip, but like I could probably play part of it without getting in trouble, but I can't play all of it. Let's see if I can get to the point where they're drinking.
Okay. Meanwhile, what was I about to say? Yeah. So, go
ahead.
Let's see what we got. Okay. Now I was about to say, so my number 1 and number 2 cartoons were Transformers and Voltron. I guess it was just me and robots. Yeah. So Transformers and Voltron. I watched G.I. Joe, but I don't remember G.I. Joe like I remember Transformers, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I was kind of like that. Like, I like Voltron too. I remember having one of those toys like with Al Connect. All right, I can't play all of it, but we'll play like
Imminent destruction of the accursed Autobots.
We will need to conserve it.
There you go. I can't really play all of it. Because if I can get to the part where he's like, they're getting like, here, we'll play this part. Like,
Boy, these are good.
Rumble. Rumble. Well, you see Rumble's little. He's already a little lightweight. Yeah.
like how he's hiccuping like.
He can't hold his nickel. Well, he can't hold his energon.
I know he's hold his energon. He's lightweight. Hopefully, I don't get a copyright claim for that. We didn't play it long, but I don't know. I like goofing around like stupid clips sometimes on here.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
But yeah, I got all those cartoons back in the day. I don't know if you remember. There was one called the Sectars. They had these toys that look like insects and it like a little hand puppet.
I feel like I've seen that name like recently. Do you remember the cartoon where like the vehicles were almost plant-like?
Yeah.
And they'd have like saws and things like that to come out of the vehicle, but the vehicles will look like they're made of plants. I forget the name of the cartoon, but it was pretty interesting. And then I watched Silverhawks and
yeah.
I'm surprised I don't remember as much of Thundercats because I watched Thundercats, but I don't remember a whole lot of it.
Do you remember what cartoon? It was a cartoon toy line called Cops, COPS.
Yes. Yeah.
I like that one. And Inhumanoids, they didn't last long, but I always liked monster stuff. So I always kind of the Inhumanoids. They had like this big giant like swamp monster thing. I don't know. But there's so many toys. Like in the 80s, they had everything was a cartoon series, comic book series, because they're trying to sell us toys. And I got a couple of posted them because when Chuck Norris died, They had it's called Chuck Norris Karate Commandos
Yeah,
with a K. They Karate Commandos with a K. So
yeah.
and I had those
So
toys.
I remember the books. I didn't know there were toys that came with them, but knowing how the '80s were, if there was a book, there were probably toys.
They even made children's toys of Rambo. TJ, that movie's R-rated. Rambo Part 2. And like I remember having all those toys, and they had like you could buy like toy Rambo knives and Rambo bow and
Yeah.
arrow, explosive tips on it. And I'd go around. They had like a red bandana. I'd go around with a red headband on with no shirt on. You know? I always called it Jason the Wheel Warriors. I think that's the one of the plants.
Yeah, I think so. I think Wheel Warriors was it. What other '80s? Well, there's Masters of the Universe and He-Man.
Yeah, He-Man.
What
Mask.
else? Mask, of course. I was just watching a few episodes of Mask the other day, just to kind of reacquaint myself.
Hour something guys or something. They were like I can't what they call them. I can't remember. My cousin might know, but they're like I can't remember the name of it. But there's so many toy lines back then, man. I even had I even got into like the micro machines. And, remember the LJN wrestling figures? You couldn't pose them, but they had them big rubbery figures. You could beat somebody. They're so heavy you could beat somebody up in one of them.
I think I know which ones you're talking about. Yeah, because they didn't move much at all, but they were like 5 or 10 pounds a piece almost.
Does anybody remember the Fantastic Four cartoon, the Bond? Yeah, I remember that.
The second best Fantastic Four cartoon. The best was The Incredibles.
Hey, we did that too, Steve. Before we had airsoft rifles, our little savages, we were going around shooting people with BB guns. The Centurions, what I was talking about, they were like about this tall, and you could add like armor onto them. The Centurions.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
E-Man is right on the. He's right there with all the info for us, you know.
Yeah. He's another little 70s 80s baby. I forget how old E-Man is. He's somewhere around our range.
Yeah. Also, don't forget
he doesn't look it because of the locks.
Yeah. And I also had the TMNT figures. They were huge. And
Yes.
Superpowers. I had the Superpower figures, and they had Marvel Secret War figures, and they were pretty cool. With the Superpowers,
There were Secret Wars figures.
yes.
If there's a book, there's a figure, I guess.
Well, yeah, that was like a big thing, and E-Man is the man. He knows a lot about toys. He's 48 years young. I am 49. I will be 50 in September.
I will be 48 in December. Yeah.
Oh, hey, we got to play the gag for E-Man. TJ, let's talk about heroes.
That is never gonna get old.
That's never getting old. And but like I don't know if you're going this year. I know you went last year, but I got
that's the plan. That
All right.
that is the plan. For the past 2 years, my plan has been to get there Friday, and then like do all the social hangout Friday, and then do my moving around and comic hunting and getting signatures on Saturday or whatever. And then I never make it that Friday. So I think this year I'm going to try and get there Saturday to do my hanging out and being social, and hopefully do all of my actual Comic Con activity on Sunday. I actually stole that idea from E-Man, because E-Man has famously told people how long I stood in line for Danny Warren Johnson, and then how short he stayed in line for Danny Warren Johnson on Sunday. So I believe E-Man has forced me to think about my Grimlock new strategy.
Yeah, I'm not going to be there Sunday, unfortunately. But like, I got lucky. If you remember, I got lucky with Danny Warren Johnson last year. I was in my wheelchair, and I was just waiting on him to come back. I said, "When's this guy coming back from lunch?" So I'm over there, and I was totally oblivious to this line. going by the CDC booth, and I pull up right in front of him, like his table, waiting on him. And then he comes up, he goes, "Hey, how you doing?" He just starts talking to me, and I have these books out. He's like, "You want me to sign those?" Oh yeah, here. And he signs them, and I look back, and I say, I didn't take nothing up. I left, and my buddy Glenn was in the line for submitting books. And he goes, "You know, you just jumped like 20 people in that line." Like, that line was for CDC. He goes, "No, he was waiting for Daddy Warren Johnson."
Yeah, we had a gigantic snake line, and I knew that if that was going to be the only signature I got, I was I was going to stay there for it. And then we got this close. Well, I got this close, and then they started talking about cutting his line off again, so he can. I think he had just come back from lunch, and either he was about to go to a panel or he was about to go somewhere else, and I was like 3 people back.
Oh no!
And they were talking about cutting the line off, and then he decided to be man of the people, and stayed around for 30 more minutes or whatever. And so that's how I got my book signed. But like I said, I talked to E-Man later, and he went around and did his signatures on Sunday, and just walked right on up.
Well, I'm hoping I get the press pass this year because again, because I got it last year. I don't know. They look like they're kind of cracking down on that, but hopefully, Lord willing, the creek don't rise. Hey, you got Pop's Attic here. Hey, Pops.
Hey.
But what I'm going to do, I've already made my game plan. So Friday, look, I've already got Friday. I'm going to go to Daddy Warren Johnson's table as soon as I get in there and just post up and wait on him. There might be already a line there, but I'm going to wait.
Right.
Because now you got that absolute Batman annual one. Everybody's going to probably try to get signed.
Yes. Yeah. Look, all the absolute Batman fans are protruding on my Daddy Warren Johnson.
Yeah. I was going to get some stuff signed by Dragotta, but no, I'm not even going to try. I know what that's going to be like.
That is going to. In fact, I was listening on the way home. I was listening to you and Shags, and y'all had mentioned how Absolute Batman has blown up since last year, and how Dragotta, Dragotta's line was already last year. His line was already like the same as Daddy Warren Johnson. It was impossible. This year, he might need that whole little corner to himself. His table can't be by other people's table. He needs a whole corner to himself.
Well, I've already decided. I got Chris Claremont's autograph last year on my X-Men, a couple of X-Men books, and I got John Romita Jr.'s autograph last year. So I said, you know what? I don't think I'm going to go and wait in those long lines again. But Daddy Warren Johnson's got all those wrestling variants that came out for DCKO, and I'm like, and Absolute Batman 1, I want it the annual 1 signed. So I'm going to Friday. I probably will camp out at his line, but I thought about Saturday and then going to Jenny Prison's line first on Friday because she's going to have probably another exclusive poster, and I'd like to get one of them.
Okay.
So I'll figure it out. But I don't want to wait in long lines anymore. And I want to get some artists. We got this guy, I don't know if you heard of, but Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. He's not getting any younger. So I'm gonna get my Wonder Woman that I got from Lady Fantastic, and I got Action Comics, and I want to get some of these guys aren't going to be around much longer. Another one of my favorite guys that worked with Frank Miller was Klaus Janson. Now, Klaus Janson's famously did the cover for Punisher Volume 2, Number 1, where he's holding the bazooka
in the window.
Yeah. And last year, but this year I'm going to get him to do a remark on my Daredevil blank cover because he's like 81. So it's cool to get something from him. So I'm going to focus more on that, and more on some comics because I'm trying to get Luke Cage number 1. And
I think that's also and I need to start. I've been thinking about it for the last 2 months and still hadn't made a move. But I need to start selling some stuff I have. $1, $2 claim sales or whatever. Start selling some stuff I have around here to make me a little bit to make me a little bit of extra money, and because to see if I can get lucky and run into a decently priced Werewolf by Night 32. Like
Yeah,
that, that in Transformers 80. Let me not tell a story. That Transformers 80, that first Luke Cage, Heroes for Hire #1, and Fantastic Four 52, the first Black Panther.
yeah.
Those 4 books, I would like to, at least for one of them, run into a deal at Heroes Con.
Yeah, me too. See, I want to get Hero for Hire #1, and then Marvel Premiere 15 is the first appearance of Iron Fist.
Oh
So,
yeah.
I'm gonna try to get those 2 this year, and maybe a couple of X-Men books that. Well, see, it's hard for me. I don't get out a lot. I have to go. If I go out, it's like I got to get ready for like some behind enemy lines mission. I'm getting parachuted in, the wheelchair and everything, and like.
Yeah.
So this is my opportunity. Like, sometimes when it's like an expensive book, I get nervous buying it online because I've seen the way stuff gets shipped to me sometimes.
I get that. I get that. Like I said, especially if it's a key and you've paid 3 or heaven forbid 4 digits for it.
Yeah.
I need you to have that locked down like Fort Knox. I need that to come with armed guards.
What's FFY? It's not a bad movie, really.
No.
I mean, I don't know. It could have had. I think it could have had a little more excitement in it, maybe in some parts, but it was all right. But hey, I really appreciate you being on here, man. I don't want to keep you all night, so if you're ready to go, I don't know. It's where you want to.
I mean, whenever you're ready, I'm hanging out.
For TJ, I got. If anybody's got a question, let me know. So I think it's more like this. Like, okay, I kind of spent a lot of time getting signatures last year, so I'm not gonna. I get excited about this because I don't go to a lot of cons, man. So this is my big con for the year. I may find myself at 1 or 2 other I think there's one in Huntsville this weekend, but I don't think I'm gonna make that one. But I think there may be 1 or 2 more like smaller ones local within like an hour or 2 range or whatever. But like Heroes Con is my big con for the year. Yeah, it's gonna be my vacation too because I know there's I was like, I don't know if I want to stay at the Westin, but it's so close. It's hard not. It's for me. It's hard for me not to. If I was like more mobile, I just get like an Airbnb and drive in every day. But that's just not possible. So, but are you going to go to the Birmingham one?
What is that in June? I think the Iron City. I think it is. I think
it's the one that Mark Spears always goes to. I think so.
You know what? I had to look that up. I don't know. I have to look it up and see. I don't know. But if so, I've got a couple of. I don't have a lot of Mark Spears books, but I got a couple. I grabbed in fact I grabbed the TMNT 17 last week. Had a Mark Spears variant. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that one.
I've got maybe 2 or 3 Mark Spears books just because I've heard everybody talk about them in the last year.
I kind of got burned out on some of it because I got some of those blind bags, but like I do have like one he did for G.I. Joe. I had one he did for Transformers, but I sold it. You know how it gets. Sometimes you got to sell some stuff, but
my philosophy
with books is like if I've got my enjoyment out of it, sometimes I'll let it go.
Yeah.
But
when I first got into comics, I said to myself that there's some books I want to buy just to read, and then there's some books I'm going to buy and collect. And the ones I'm going to buy to read, I'll just sell them for half price or 75% off, whatever, and like put that back into what I'm buying. That was my purpose coming in. the selling activity doesn't always happen because I'm lazy. But I don't. Aside from Transformers, Moon Knight, and two or three other characters, I don't mind letting other stuff go after I've read it and had it for
Yeah,
a minute.
I'm like that with like if like the my Inner John stuff or G.I. Joe stuff. I'm not gonna let go over Captain
Yeah.
America and my X-Men stuff. That like they're like, are you gonna sell that X-Men book? Nope.
Nope.
Are you gonna sell
I'm
that
kind
comic?
of
Nope.
I'm kind of mad. And I want these three books back specifically. I put GI Joe 1, 2, and 3 on eBay. They were the David Finch cover, and I didn't know until after I sold them that I would want them back. And now I want that's always the worst thing is if you sell the book or if you let it go because at the time it's like, oh, I can let go of this, like, you know what, I really want that, but it's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
I did that. In fact, I did that with the Miles Morales Nas hip hop cover. I had it, and I got a good piece of change for it. I used it to buy a couple of second prints of what's UF4. What's Miles' first appearance? It's
Ultimate Fallout
Ultimate
4.
Fallout. Yeah, yeah. I got a couple of second prints of Ultimate Fallout 4 and a couple of other Miles books with it. So like I put the money to good use, but now I can't find a copy that will come back down to a price I want to rebuy it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so
I never
because now I want the book back.
I opted to buy that when it came out, and I passed it up because I was like, he just come out and like I don't know. I'm mad. I was mad because they were killing Peter off. So I was like, I'm not getting that. I bought 4 copies of it now. You know what I mean? But I'll get one. It'll come back. I don't know. I'll just wait for the price. But it's one of those things where you got to try to get it now because if they put him in a movie, it's over with.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord, yeah, yeah, it might be game over after they put him in a live action movie. That ship might sail for real.
I'd say how much it went up just because of Into the Spider-Verse, like the last 2 times. So
when
yeah,
when the Miles video game came out, that's when I sold my Miles book. Is when the video game came out. Like the prices of everything almost doubled immediately when that video game came out. And I'm like, people, I didn't know that video games weighed that heavily on the comic market before then.
yeah.
But now you see Rivals, and Rivals is kind of affecting the comic book market and things like that.
I wonder if that Wolverine game will have that effect when it comes out.
Wolverine. I think Wolverine's been out long enough where it may not hold that much sway.
Yeah.
Whereas Miles is still a relatively new character, and then like some of the newest characters in Marvel Rivals
Yeah.
kind of got a boost. But I think Wolverine's kind of supplanted in his
yeah, and
in his value.
You got to factor in the young people too that really love Miles Morales because
Yeah.
what I always say, I think even Comic Bet said it. I've heard you say it. I think Miles is this generation Spider-Man, hands down.
Well, at least this generation's young Spider-Man. I think if Marvel wants the best of both worlds, at least temporarily, we've already kind of seen the fans' hunger for a more grown adult Peter with Mary Jane and children and things like that. If Marvel would do that and let Peter be grown and let Miles be the teenage character that Peter was, I think you can now dip both of your hands in that pot, at least for a little while.
Hey, Fable Station.
There's Fable go. There Fable goes. We were talking about you earlier.
Yeah, like you got him to come to terms with Hot Rod's being took down in the, no pun intended, the prime of his life.
Yeah.
No
I was telling Matt earlier that you got me to reconcile my 40-year beef with Hot Rod
Well,
for my own mental health.
I got to say something earlier about so when they killed Optimus Prime and they got a big backlash for that. They traumatized the whole
Yes.
generation of kids, right? So they were going to do the same thing in the G.I. Joe movie, The Duke.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to redo it, although they didn't do it. They didn't have enough money to reanimate it. So, because he gets shot right in the heart. I don't care what anybody says.
Yes.
So anyway, so if you notice at the end of the movie, though, they say, "Oh, and Duke just came out of his coma. He's alive." And everybody's like, "Yay!" But you never see him.
Right.
Hey, Duke's out of his coma.
I don't actually. Spoiler alert. Yeah, no, yeah. So I don't actually remember the details surrounding. Like I know the change they made to Duke. I don't actually remember the details around the movie, and that we didn't actually see Duke again. They just kind of said it. I didn't remember that. Well, the thing I remember most about the G.I. Joe movie is the intro. The intro feels like a threat. It felt menacing when they were singing the Cobra part. I'm like, wait a minute, is Cobra gonna win? Like, what is happening?
Don't. Yeah, I know that. Don't.
Cobra.
Hey, that goes hard. I love that.
Yes.
You're right. Hasbro took a chance, and that I dare say has paid off handsomely over the past 40 years.
So that's actually, and I don't know if he's saying this, but this is one theory that I actually have is that Hasbro killing Optimus Prime off and upsetting the fans that much, I think is the reason, at least is one of the reasons why Prime has his popularity today. Like if Transformers just went on and it ran its course and kind of faded into obscurity. Oh, I'm not gonna fight you over that.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
I have fought people online saying that the G.I. Joe intro is better than the Top Gun intro. I fight people over that. I will defend the G.I. Joe intro. I will die on that hill, and after I die on the hill, I will come back to hunt whoever's standing on my hill.
But I will say this: Transformers is soundtrack is
the whole soundtrack now. Yes, but to open a movie, cartoon or live action, G.I. Joe has to be top 5, and it's not 5.
I totally agree 100%. No way. But I don't know. Anybody got any questions for TJ before we go? But like, I don't know, man. There's something about the way they made cartoons back then. Like some of them are still entertaining. Like, I can still watch Transformers and the G.I. Joe. Some of them I can't watch anymore. Like Master of the Universe is just like I can't watch it. The old one is like so cheesy.
Yeah, I got into once we found out that Mask was coming to the Energon universe. My first thing, because like I said, Tubi's got a whole bunch of 80s cartoons. My first thing was to go to Tubi, and I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes of Mask. I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I'm into this like that. I love the song. I love the song when the cartoon comes on, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm actually into the cartoon like that. So we'll see how the comic makes me feel. But I thought I was gonna be excited when I went back and watched Mask, and it really didn't hold my attention like I thought it would.
You know what I love about the song though?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's like Mask. Mask is the mighty power that can save
the day. The song I love, and then after the song, I'm like, okay, I might or might not watch this. How can I get an autograph on a Transformers comic, TJ? Simple. You can either wait in a long line on Saturday for Daniel Warren Johnson, or you can try your luck on Sundays. I hear the line is pretty short on Sundays.
I have heard this.
Now what I did do, the only other I've got Daniel Warren Johnson, I've got Scotty Young on my 2 Scotty Young covers, and I've got Mike Spicer. I've got Mike Spicer. I've got 3 comics with Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer. 2 of them have Scotty Young, and 1 has Stafford Green. Stafford Green did one of the covers. Besides that, I've got 2 older comics with Jim Shooter because he was the editor-in-chief when Marvel brought Transformers in and laid the groundwork for the cartoon because the comics came before the cartoon. Trivia. So I got Jim Shooter on a couple of books, and then I have a couple of and then I got a couple of books with Frank Welker and Peter Cullen sign on it. And I think E-Man may have a couple of Peter Cullen signatures too. Maybe.
That's cool. Well, I was hoping Larry Hama would be there, but this year, but it don't look like he's going to be there. Somebody said he was having health problems, so that I don't know. I got his autograph. I'd like to have met him.
Yeah.
I got an action figure and card I wanted to sign.
Yeah. I've got a couple of newer. I don't even know what. Okay, never mind. It was a Snake Eyes book, not Snake Eyes. One of the Storm Shadow books with the Purple Rain cover. I got that signed. I think I got that signed by Larry Hama, and this other exclusive. Yeah. So So if you watch, I got this from Netflix from the Toys That Made Us. I think that's the show. That's what the show is called. So when the concept of Transformers and the toys were coming over, they came to Jim Shooter. They came to Jim Shooter at Marvel and asked him to kind of do something with these toys. We got these toys and they transform. There's this idea. We need you to do something with them. And so Jim Shooter runs down the hallway and asks everybody, do they want to work on these new toys? And I think he got a whole bunch of no's. And then Bob Budiansky said yes. And so that's who gave all the originals their names. Is the writer for Marvel Comics. Well, the second writer for Marvel Comics Transformers gave them all of their names and profiles and what they should become. So I harass people and tell them, which is the truth, that Marvel Comics is the basis for your Transformers cartoon.
The same thing with the G.I. Joe. The toy, Larry Hama wrote the file cards they used.
Yeah.
For the action figure.
But here's a bit of trivia I didn't know, and I think I'm gonna try to get him this. If he might have already signed this book. Anyway, Ralph Macchio, no, not a Karate Kid, the other Ralph Macchio, wrote Transformers issue number 1, and then Bob Budiansky actually took over writing the book through most of the run, I think. But Ralph Macchio wrote the first issue, and he wrote the 3-part Transformers the movie comic book.
Okay. Yeah, they're bringing a reprint of that out in a couple of weeks. I think the Transformers the movie book.
You know what they did? They are doing it, aren't they? I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Should I give them my money? They get enough money in reprints out of me anyway, because every time there's a Transformers reprint.
I got the original one too, though. Yeah, I want the original one.
Yeah.
So, man, I appreciate you being here.
Yes, sir.
You got anything to shout out before we go?
No, we're doing all the usual TikTok and IG reels and YouTube short shenanigans. I will say I just posted videos for issues 52 and 53 of Marvel's Transformers, where which is after the Underbase saga, in which Starscream killed off, like I keep saying justice for Starscream, but not this Starscream. The Marvel Starscream like killed off like 98% of all the Transformers in the book. I can't lobby for that Starscream. I only lobby for Starscream and Skybound. But anyway, so this is the next issue that I'm gonna cover sometime probably next week. This is issue number 54 and introduces the Micromasters, who Optimus says they're because of what happened with Starscream, they don't have many Autobots on Earth left, and so he sends for the Micromasters, who are these smaller Autobots who are on Cybertron, but they got an attitude, and so they get down there, and Optimus is like, "Oh, Micromasters, we need this, that, and the other." They're like, "Who are you?" They're like, "Like we gotta get these Autobots who just come to Earth and ask Optimus Prime, who are you?" You ever watch movies with and then I let you go, so I'll stop blabbing. But if you ever watch like military movies where like the hot shot special forces team shows up and they give like the colonel or the general a hard time, it's the same thing. They show up and Optimus is like, "This is how we do things on Earth," and they're like, "And who are you? Don't tell us what to do. You called us."
They did that remember in Black Hawk Down, there's a scene where the Delta Force operators are like, they come in after they've been out in the field for a while. They come in, they start jumping line people in the chow line, getting food, and the captain comes over and is like, "Son, what are you doing? You got a weapon. It's not secure. It's got the safety off." And the Delta Force guy, Eric Bana, that guy played Hulk.
Yeah.
Like, "Listen, right here is my safety, Captain." You guys are a bunch of hot shot loose cannons. It's kind of like, well, or like, it's also, you can make one of them buddy cop movies. "You need to quit, Callahan. You need to quit painting outside the lines. You're you're a rogue cop. We gotta put you on this duty,
and he's like, "Yep, but y'all need me. Y'all called me. I didn't call you. You called me. I handle this. You do the paperwork. I handle the streets." Yeah.
I'll give a shout out too, because I got a movie review coming up.
Yes, sir.
Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're reviewing Captain America from 1990. Fable, watch it with me. And it's bad. So we're going to question whether is this the worst Marvel movie ever made. So it's close, because like in this one, the Red Skull's Italian, so I don't understand. It's kind of weird. Like I don't know. But then like the end of the month, we're going to be doing a deep dive on all the Rocky movies. We'll decide which one of the original ones is the best one once and for all. And I got I think that's all we'll talk about. Oh, and then my friend Robbie, my new friend Robbie, I met through Facebook. Pop Culture Philosophers is doing a movie review on 420, and I take a wild guess what we're going to be reviewing on 420.
Cheech and Chong outside.
So I can't wait for that one. I was watching it last night. It's hilarious, but it might be okay. But I appreciate you coming here, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me on.
And I can't wait. I got to do the gag one more time. I can't wait to see you again at Heroes.
One more for the road.
Yeah, one more for the road. We might as well, just for you got to give the people what they want. We're men of the people, right? So we got to get the people.
Yes.
Hopefully, I'll see you again on Show Us What You Got sometime with a comic bit. Always, that's where I met you at anyway. So
Look, did I stay up this time around? I think I was up this time. I missed like 3 straight weeks taking a nap, and then it just didn't get back up.
I've done that too. I just didn't have anything. Well, last week I didn't have anything
Yeah.
new, so I just didn't show up. But I got a lot to show this week. I got a package from New Comics for my comic shop. So
All right.
but everybody, thanks for watching, and please, I got it saved up here in the chat. Here is his YouTube channel. You can also find the same thing on Instagram, Flash by Night. So give him a follow if you're not already. If you're not, then there's something wrong. You got to subscribe to it. Don't worry about me. Subscribe to my man TJ, and I guess we'll head out. But until next time, true believers, Excelsior.
Come, son of Jarrell! Kneel before Zod! Snoochie boochies.